Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media, LLC. Broaden the scope of exposure for your business by going beyond the interview. Learn more at www.jmmbmediallc.com or email us at jmmbradio@gmail.com. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. Gandhi. When Aanandha Sharurajah moved to Singapore from Malaysia as a young man, he had only a few dollars in his pocket and big dreams to keep him going. Fast forward a few decades, and Aanandha, found himself running one of the largest spas in Singapore, bringing in $35 million a year. The only problem? His stress levels were through the roof. After a debilitating stress-related stroke left him paralyzed, he realized he had to change the way he lived his life, but knew only one thing for certain: he would never give up. Today, he is here to tell us about his new book, Stroke of Gratitude, which details his journey of self-discovery and healing after a major health crisis. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Your story is amazing, and we know a little bit about what happened, but can you give our audience a picture?
Okay. Basically, I was running a very successful spa and wellness company, but I was not focusing on the thing that is most important, and that's my health. And I was growing my company. And then suddenly I had this stroke. And would you believe it? I did not know what a stroke was at that time. And when I was in the hospital, I then realized that half my body was paralyzed. And then I was so fortunate. I had my wife take over the company, and I was able to focus on my healing. And this happened for the first 3 years, right? And then I said, there must be a reason this stroke happened. And then I said, maybe it's because I have to write a book. And this book, I hope, will warn people how not to be what I was. Taking care of one's health is the most important thing. And then I started writing the book in 2014, but it needed 8 years before I could finally come out with the book, because I needed my brain to regenerate sufficiently, right? And so it took 8 years, and the book finally came out last year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Absolutely.
That is a journey.
That is a journey, for sure. And your story is that there's so many people out there chasing the dollar and, wanting to be successful. And then maybe they haven't arrived to their turning point that's going to change their whole outlook on things. And as you were healing, what are some of the things that you went through?
Yes. For me, right, it was very difficult to understand how the company could run without me. And then I realized that the company was able to run without me, and it's because I had my team run it, right? And then it was, I had to find a way to heal myself. And I realized that one of the reasons I had the stroke was because of a lack of sleep and stress, right? So I had to make sure that I would get sufficient sleep and also not be stressed at all. And I was so lucky because my family was able to shield me away from the business, and I was able to gradually heal myself. And that was something that was very important to me. And then as I went along and I found that my body was slowly healing, it gave me much hope, and that I would get better. And even now, after 10 years, although I still need someone to accompany me when I walk, right? I am visualizing myself able to walk on my own. And, you know, I always believe that the mind has the innate power to heal the body. So eventually, I hope to be able to walk on my own without the help of my helper.
And yes, and I know that's going to happen because you're so right. The mind is a powerful thing to heal the body, you know, because if you believe, I mean, we've seen miracles happen where, you know, people was told they would never be able to do this or they would never be able to do that. But in their mind, it was like, oh, yes, I will.
Yeah.
And they were able to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to come from that place. So along that same line of the mind is really in control of the body. We think the body is in control of the mind, but it's the opposite. When you went through this and you're beginning to realize that, you know, oh, my families can take care of this. The company's going to run okay. My job is to heal, get healed and well as much as I can. When did it come into your mind that it was important to lead a purposeful life in order for you to heal to your
Yes.
greatest ability?
Yeah. I think the purposefulness, right, was when I found out that 1 in 4 people in the world will get a stroke in their lifetime. And I also realized that more than 80% of strokes are avoidable. So it then gave me a purpose in life that I needed to write the book so that I could inform people around the world that stroke is avoidable, right? If we know how to keep ourselves away from things like lack of sleep, stress, and other things that that would cause a stroke in the first place.
I think we live in a society that we know about strokes, we hear about them, but we don't take them seriously. We really don't. We really do think that we can do without sleep, work incredibly long hours under tremendous stress. So at that moment when you realize that, oh, I'm going to write this book, how did you feel when you realized that this was going to be your purpose out of this crisis?
Actually,
something good was going to happen.
Yeah, Ruth, this gave me a purpose, you know, that before that, I felt quite worthless. You know, I didn't know what could a person like me, how could I help, you know, and then I suddenly found out that, you know, it's very possible for me to help more people just by first coming up with a book and then doing talks on stroke prevention, right? And so I got involved in the Stroke Association of Singapore. And I was doing talks at libraries and at companies about the dangers of not looking after ourselves, right? And you know, this gave me a fresh purpose in life.
Yes, yes. And it's so funny how life turns around. You know, we start one place and then life takes us in a whole totally different direction.
Yes.
And I love the name of the book, Stroke of Gratitude. So tell us about that title. How did that title come about?
Okay. Most people will think that a stroke is something that is very negative. For me, right, this stroke is a sense of gratitude because I was so lucky to be alive. According to my doctor, because the stroke affected my basal ganglia, he said, I was so lucky to be alive. And then I realized that I needed to show a gratitude in living my life after the stroke. And the way to do it is to still help as many people as I can, right? And in that way, I can help more people, right? And gratitude is something this stroke has given me, because the gratitude is able to help me heal my own body, right? And by me coming out with the book, right, I hope to encourage more stroke survivors to live a purposeful life. And also at the same time, I hope that it will help more people, take care of themselves so that they don't go through the difficulties I've gone, like in the last 10 years.
Yes.
That is an honorable and wonderful attitude to have.
Yes, it is.
Because it could not have been easy. And to hear you want to, rather than sit and wallow, as we would say, and feel sorry for yourself. And I'm sure you went through some of that too. But to be able to finally turn it around and say, out of this crisis in my life, I want to create something good that will be beneficial for others. It's very honorable. It's a lovely thing and wonderful thing to hear. And we know that gratitude is the beginning of every good thing. Even in the worst situation, you can find something to be grateful for. So as you were in that situation and you were starting to come out, and what were some of the things that you were grateful for? What were some of the things that you were grateful
for? Yes, Ruth. For me, right, I was very grateful to have a very supportive wife. My daughters were extremely, they helped me so much during the time of my stroke and even after that. I was also grateful for my staff of my company who were able to run the company without me. And the important thing is that coming into contact with people, even like taxi drivers, they were trying to encourage me, right? And they always give me ideas of how I could perhaps do some treatments like acupuncture and massage. So people were always trying to help me with the ideas, and I was always grateful for their suggestions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get help from the most unusual places.
That's very true. So how do people get the book?
The book is available on Amazon, and they can also reach me by my website, which is www.strokeofgratitude.com.
Yes. And then I heard you say you do speaking and things like that. If people want to have you speak, how do they get in contact with you for speaking engagements?
Yeah, they can contact me through my website.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Because I think your story is very empowering to many people that have gone through that. I mean, my sister had a stroke, and it was the craziest thing because she didn't even know she was having a stroke and ended up catching the bus to the hospital and not realizing she didn't feel well, but she didn't know what it was. And I mean, I watched her go through not being able to talk, not being able to move. And then I also watched her belief that she was going to get better and how she maneuvered. She would clean her house in a chair. She would roll around in a chair, scrubbing the floor and things like that. She would roll a chair in the kitchen to cook. And it was just when you have that will to move forward, it is just, there's no stopping you.
Yes.
There's no stopping you. So I am so honored that you are sharing this story with our audience, because you are going to help a lot of people. Because I think some people, and it's a progression. When it first happens, you're probably, why me? Why did this happen? Going through all these different phases, but then you come to this place. It has happened. I can't undo it. So how do I move forward?
Could you tell us a little bit about the type of treatment that you pursued?
Yes. I had regular massages, or maybe I should start first. When I was in hospital, my wife arranged for me to have 2 speech therapy sessions every day, two physiotherapy sessions, and one that they worked on my hand, right? And the occupational therapy, right? And then this was done for the first 3 months, right? And I think this is the reason why I was able to regain my speech, and it's because my wife arranged for the speech therapy, right? It's very important, because I found out that many people who didn't do the speech therapy intensively enough sometimes had difficulties in their speech, especially in the case of my stroke, which affected the basal ganglia, right? And then besides that, I had regular massages, and so I was always in the first 6 months, I had acupuncture as well, because I think acupuncture did help me a lot. And these are the treatments that I had, which helped me a lot.
So did you also, I see in some of my notes that you also used herbal medicine as well. Did you find that helpful?
Yes, I took Ayurvedic herbal medicine, Ayurvedic, yes. And also, these are things that I was using, yes.
Okay, yeah, because that holistic thing, I love the holistic world, because there's so many different things that God put on the earth that
Yes,
can do wonders for the body.
yes.
And
You made
it's
sure.
and it's relatively inexpensive.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
For sure. Wow. So stroke of gratitude, that is the a really powerful name. And what can people expect from the book? What can they nuggets that they can expect to receive from the book?
Okay. I think that the biggest nugget would be seeing that the reason for the book, right, is that it's very important to take care of yourself and also to build a very good team around you, right? Um, uh, I think this was the thing that helped me so much, and that is having a good team around me and family as well.
Yeah.
Some of the things that they would benefit is the various nutrition, various exercises that I did, and better sleep management, and better stress management as well.
Yes. All of which are so important for our bodies, our minds, our souls. All of that's very, very important because I mean we busy do, but you know, with this, you just at some point your body is going to shut down. It's at some point.
Yes, correct.
Just we really don't take care of our bodies, and that's very true. I guess it's around the world. When you're busy, as Ida says, and you think that you have to all these things to do, you put your health on the back burner. It's like, oh, I'm still waking up in the morning, so I'm
Mhm.
okay. And you get through the day no matter what, and you figure that you forget that your body is something that you have to take care of, which
Yeah.
is essentially what I'm hearing you say. You have to take care of your body. Your
Yes,
mind may be wonderful, and you may be able to do all these things with your mind, and
Hmm.
your body is what helps you to actually get things done. So you have to take care of it.
Yeah.
And we
yes,
don't. Bottom line, we don't. We really don't. So I believe your book will encourage people, at least remind people, like an eye opener.
yes,
um, yeah, take care of your body, not just self-care. We do a lot about self-care in this country, self-care, mindfulness, which is important, but we don't always talk about taking care of your body as a responsibility. It is our
Yes.
responsibility to take care of our body. We were gifted with this vehicle, but we have to take care.
Yes.
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 I think that your book is going to be wonderful in that respect. A really potent reminder. Take care of your body.
Right. And it's simple. It's simple things to do, but it's also just as simple not to do. And your book is definitely going to bring people's awareness levels to a place because of your journey that, I need to take care of my body a little bit better. If nothing else, I don't want to have a stroke.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it is something that you don't know that's getting ready to happen. You have no idea that it's coming. It doesn't give any warnings.
no,
And that's where people get caught up because they're like, what happened? It's like, how did this happen to me? Did you have that moment when you said to yourself, how did this happen to me?
yes, Ruth. uh, Everyone thought that I was healthy, right? They didn't expect me to have a stroke because I was very careful, right? But then I realized that the body, uh, sometimes it should, you should, it should get, there will be a warning sign, you know.
mm-hmm.
For me, I didn't heed the warning signs,
Oh, what was
and
it?
yeah, and because of that, I think this is another nugget that people would find from the book, right? Is that look out for warning signs. For me, the warning sign was 2 weeks before my stroke. My wife noticed that I was sometimes sweating profusely for no reason, right? And I should have taken the precaution of going to see my doctor, but unfortunately, I didn't take that. So things like this, you know, the body has a way of sending warning signs, right? And we must take heed of it.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Very
Absolutely.
important.
So again, how can people get the book?
The book is available on Amazon, and it's also available on our website, which is www.strokeofgratitude.com.
Absolutely. And I know that, you know, anybody that has had this happen, you know, they definitely would want to connect with you and learn your story. And your story is going to bring hope to so many people. So many people. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, helping other people to be better than they were yesterday.
Yeah.
Through your journey. Because sometimes you can tell people all day long, but when they get to meet somebody that it actually happened to and they overcame, it's just so powerful. So we definitely thank you really for all that you do. And, you know, things happen for a reason. And the reason for you is to be able to help other people that has gone through similar situations.
And we look forward to hearing more of what happens in your future as you go forward.
Yes.
Your journey, in a way, is just starting. This is a new journey for you, and it'll be interesting to hear what comes from this. Do you have any plans for another book, or what are your plans for the future, the immediate future?
Okay. For me, I would want to come up with a second edition maybe next year. And I am looking at ways to help people like me, stroke survivors, to find a new meaning, right? When a person gets a stroke, right? If they cannot work, it will be very difficult. And I'm looking at ways of helping people by them doing some work that is possible, right? There's one way I feel that could help stroke survivors is network marketing, because the cost is very low for someone to do the business. And I've come across people who feel that they need some income, right? And network marketing is one of the cheapest ways of starting a business, and especially for people like other stroke survivors, or it also could be people in who have other illnesses who need to have additional income coming to the family.
Very nice.
Yes, that is an awesome idea. Definitely, because it's, like you said, it's relatively inexpensive to get involved. And, you know, it's not stressful to the body. You know, I mean, you do a lot of meeting, talking to people, but if you like to talk to people, then that can be fun.
Yes.
Very
For
good.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it also gets people out of isolation, because sometimes when you have something like a stroke, you tend to isolate more. You're not as active socially. So this gives that necessary social interaction as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I
And
like
you
that too.
and you build a team, a team around you, and people in network marketing really want to help other people, especially people who have got stroke or other illnesses. You will slowly build a team around you, and this will help so much.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's a brilliant idea. And I
Mhm.
think it's gonna definitely do well, because no matter what happens to you, as long as you're on the face of this earth, there's a purpose for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is always a purpose. You just have to uncover it.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And we're looking forward to more collaborations and following you as you move through your second chapter. Now, let
Yes.
me ask you, do you still have your company?
Yes, my wife is running my company.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is your wife beside you, perhaps?
Yes, she is beside me.
Hello.
Hi, Ida and Ruth. Hello.
Hi.
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 Yeah.
It's difficult to get
We
into
can't
this.
quite see you, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
great.
thank you so much, for getting everything ready. And this was a wonderful interview. I
Yes, it
know
was.
people are going to hear this and probably have people that they know who have had strokes listen to this particular interview, because people, as Ida brought out, they need hope, and they need to feel that no matter what, they can not only recuperate, survive, they can thrive. And
Yes,
that's what I'm hearing from you. And it all
absolutely.
begins with gratitude.
Yes.
Thank you for that very powerful reminder.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.